Coming up on After the Whistle, a 6-goal performance from one Lady Colt in a tight mid-Penn lacrosse matchup.
Plus, an update from Matt Campbell on a key player in Penn State's offense for next season.
Rocco's always been a great leader in terms of his ability to do those things, but putting him in a different setting and letting him really flourish with those skill sets are really my expectations.
And multiple Penn State hockey players are going pro. We'll tell you who has signed contracts so far. Hello, and welcome to After the Whistle. Our crews traveled all around District 6 and Center County to bring you coverage of high school baseball, softball, volleyball, and lacrosse. I'm Allie Winskowski.
And I'm Brooke Casey. We'll also take a look at Penn State spring sports and hear the latest on Penn State football. All that and more right here on After the Whistle. Our game of the week took us to State College for some girls lacrosse as the Little Lions faced the Cedar Cliff Lady Colts. We start in the second quarter where Cedar Cliff Colts Carter Core takes the pass, drives toward the net, and finishes with a shot in the top right corner to give the Lady Colts an early 5-2 lead. Just over a minute later, Addison Bauman would add another goal with a well-placed shot in the top left corner.
There's nothing but net.
Absolutely. Now in the third, with State College storming back, Stella Arrington splits two defenders and beats the goalkeeper with some power to tie the game up 6 apiece. Another goal by State High, Bauman would take a pass and score while falling down to tie it back up with 8:17 left in the game. With 5:58 left in the fourth, Samantha Beaver, off the free position, would score and that would secure the win. Cedar Cliff would score 2 more goals to make the final score 10-7. State College will head to Mechanicsburg for its next game. Our reporter Evan Polk just was at State College last night. Evan, what did you see?
Well, Brooke, Cedar Cliff faced a lot of adversity before last night's game, but they were able to overcome it all.
The Cedar Cliff Lady Colts were coming off of a loss less than 24 hours before having to take an hour-and-a-half ride up to State College. All looked good early, though, with Cedar Cliff taking a 4-goal lead. State College then rallied in the third quarter, firing off 5 unanswered to take a 7-6 lead. But the Lady Colts would not waver, locking in on defense and eventually breaking through, tying the game in the fourth quarter. Samantha Beaver then stepped up to give them the lead late.
Well, they're a very quick team, so I knew I'd have to get the shot off fast and not take it in there and get my stick hit.
Addison Bauman was the offensive force for Cedar Cliff, scoring 6 goals.
Well, I knew coming into it they were a really good defensive team and they were going to be hard to score goals on. And I also knew that they weren't going to shy away whenever we got up or we got down. They were going to keep coming back.
A hot start for both squads. Cedar Cliff and State College then settled in defensively, but a couple of late, timely plays from Cedar Cliff gave them the win. It was a long bus ride, but the Lady Colts were going home happy.
We got to get back up for school tomorrow morning and coming off last night's loss, so tonight's bus ride home will be definitely much better.
It was a super entertaining game and a big win for the Lady Colts. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Evan. Now over to boys lacrosse, where the Selinsgrove Seals looked for their first victory of the season against Bellefonte on Thursday night. After the teams faced off at midfield, Selinsgrove Nash Fordyce loses control of the ball but is able to keep his cool and tap it in, opening the scoring. Later in the quarter, Bellefonte's Braden Kuhlman gets a feed on the fast breaks and sinks it. He goes right into the net to get his team on the board. The Red Raiders showed off more flashy passing as they got the ball to Nathaniel Charinka, who throws a fake before powering the pill into the bottom corner. Selinsgrove on the fast break now. It's Quentin Davis who lays it over to Logan Dressler. He scorches one into the net.
They are pretty pumped.
Bellefonte's Aiden Reed tries to dodge for the Red Raiders, but it's Max Sheltman who lays the boom, grabbing the ground ball and sparking that transition for his team. Despite the Seals holding on to a 5-3 lead, the game was postponed after thunderstorms rolled in. The teams are scheduled to resume the matchup on April 6 at Bellefonte's Rogers Stadium.
Altoona boys volleyball traveled to State College on Thursday and State High dominated. The Little Lions were strong from the opening serve in the set as they get up to kill to put them up 7-5. State High dominated at the serving line, hitting aces left and right. The Mountain Lions made a comeback in the second set, catching the Little Lions on their heels and sending the libero flying to try and save the point.
Good effort by him.
Absolutely. State High's front line halted the Mountain Lions, scoring with a run on a huge block the team rallied around. Both teams went back and forth as the second set began to come to an end. Altoona tried to fight for one more point to hold off the State College sweep. As the third set went on, Altoona lost their fight with State High, already taking the first 2 sets. The Little Lions had a hard-fought fight, and they found their third set point, but with a block, they were able to secure the sweep over District 6 rival Altoona. Altoona will try to turn their losing season around against Central Dauphin on Thursday, while State College looks to extend their win.
Coming up, baseball and softball are in full swing as warmer weather finally hits Center County.
But first, here are some scores from around District 6.
As spring makes its return, so does baseball and softball season.
That's right. Teams are back on the field and the action is heating up all across District 6.
The undefeated Chambersburg Trojans take a trip to State High to face the Little Lions on the diamond. We start in the bottom of the second, where State College's Alex Rocco rips one down the third base line. Despite Chambersburg's best effort to keep the inning scoreless, Skylar Crane's fast legs would prove too much for the Trojans. Rocco would take the opportunity to get to third with an RBI double. Look at him sliding in safely there. The score is 1-0 Little Lions. Top of the fourth now, State College pitcher Cody Norman makes a nice move to pick off base runner Bryce Deneen at first base, and that would halt any Trojans' momentum that they were brewing.
Halted indeed.
Heading to the top of the sixth, where Chambersburg thinks they tied it, but center fielder Jake Hall has something to say about that as he goes back. Look at that smooth running grab. That would end the inning for them. The Little Lions give the Trojans their first loss of the season with a final score of 1-0. Chambersburg would look to bounce back against Mifflin County on Thursday, while State College will face off against Cedar Cliff next.
On Monday, the Penns Valley Rams headed to Hollidaysburg to face off against the 2-0 Golden Tigers in hopes of securing their first win of the season. The scoring started off early as the Golden Tigers were able to score 4 runs in the first inning alone. After that first inning, the game became a defensive battle with flyouts and quick plays from infielders all over the place, with neither team scoring a point through the next 3 innings. Hollidaysburg would reassert themselves in the 5th inning, finishing the game by scoring 6 runs, ending with this double-off deep drive to left center by Hollidaysburg's Nathan Phillips to get the runner back to home plate. The Rams would be mercy ruled in the 5th inning with a final score of 10-0. The Rams are currently trying to get their first win against Bald Eagle, and the Golden Tigers are trying to keep their 4-game win streak alive at Central.
Bellefonte softball put up 8 runs in their first game of the year, and they would put up 7 against BG on Monday. The Marauders started out the game strong with the first pitch with huge hit from Maggie Ritchie. She would go around first and make it all the way to second base, and she would make it there standing for the double.
Rallying the troops when she went with her.
And a run scored as well. But the Raiders came back stronger in the bottom of the inning with batter Arlen Carson sending her teammate home, and herself, she would round her way to second in for the double standing.
Overachievers.
Bellefonte continued their dominant batting with a huge swing from Abby Herr. She would go around first, she would go around second, barely looked on that one and make it to third for the triple. She would eventually make it home as well. Up to bat, Bellefonte's Adrian Mazzulu continued to add the pressure from the plate. Close call there, but she was called safe at first, and that would help her teammates score as well. The Raiders would end up sealing the game with a 7-1 win. Bellefonte is currently playing away at Bellwood Antis, and BG faces Greater Johnstown next Tuesday.
On Monday, Bald Eagle area softball looked to get their first home win this season as they hosted Bellwood Antis. It was a warm but windy day for the game, as you can see that flag is flying. After loading the bases up, Abby Claybaugh would hit an RBI double to add the Blue Devils lead. Look at her go. Oh my. However, Bald Eagle would be able to respond with a short fly ball by Riley Rapaski to bring in a run.
I mean, that ball just drops in there.
Absolutely, kind of just what you want. Later on, Palin Gregg would hit one to center to add on to Bellwood Antis' lead over Bald Eagle area.
Nice hitting from her.
Absolutely. Star-studded performances today. The Blue Devils would go 1, 2, 3 in the 7th to secure the win. Bellwood Antis would go on to win with a final score of 8-3. Bellwood Antis is currently playing Bald Eagle area and will play on Monday against Jersey Shore. When we come back, an update from Penn State head football coach Matt Campbell, as well as a look at where Penn State men's hockey players are headed after Hockey Valley.
But first, here's a look at some upcoming games around District 6.
Penn State head football coach Matt Campbell gave an update yesterday about the status of the team.
That's right, Brooke. It's week 2 of spring practice, and an important piece of next season's offense is continuing to work his way back from injury. Iowa State transfer quarterback Rocco Becht had an off-season shoulder surgery on his non-throwing shoulder and is increasing his reps in practice. Head coach Matt Campbell says his veteran QB has done a great job early on in this new environment at Penn State. And Becht says part of his recovery is now getting his throwing arm back in shape.
The expectation is the quarterback is setting that standard and then bringing others with him. And so I think, even getting Rocco out of his comfort zone of, moving new group of guys, having to lead the room, I think it's an unbelievable challenge for him, and it's a great opportunity for him to sharpen those leadership tools.
Now it's kind of just conditioning my right shoulder just because I haven't thrown with it in a while. And so, it's been getting sore easily. So the more throws I can get within practice throughout the next couple practices, I'll be able to scoot into 7-on-7 soon.
The off-season changes are underway for Penn State men's hockey after a loss to Minnesota Duluth in the NCAA tournament on Friday. 4 Nittany Lions are making the jump to professional hockey. Junior forward Matt DeMarsico signed an entry-level contract with the Colorado Avalanche, while sophomore goalie Kevin Radler signed with the Ottawa Senators. Junior forward Aiden Fink signed an amateur tryout contract with the Milwaukee Admirals, and last but not least, sophomore forward Charlie Serrato signed a professional tryout contract with the Chicago Wolves.
We head over to Medler Field, where Penn State baseball hosted Illinois. Friday was the first day of the weekend series, and Illinois was off to an early start after Kyle Shootman hits a single to left field. This would send in Jack Zybig to home and make the score 2-0 Illinois early.
Nice play.
At the bottom of the 4th, the Nittany Lions down by 6. It's Bryce Molinaro with the double to center field. He'd see that one keep on running all the way to second. Now in the bottom of the 5th, it's bases loaded, and it's Jaden Davis with the hit to center field. That would bring in Jack Porter with the run, making the score 7-5. After a major comeback for the Nittany Lions, Michael Anderson was able to seal the win after going yard. The final score was 8-9. Now over to Saturday's game as the team prepares to get ready to go. Beautiful day for some baseball. It's the top of the first, up 2-0. Illinois would add on to that with a 2-run RBI double by Will Johans to make it 4-0. You see how the players just keep on running.
Clear skies, beautiful day for some baseball.
Then in the bottom of the second, Penn State would get on the board with an RBI single, that one by Avery Smith. Nittany Lions starting to build some momentum.
Putting in the work.
The Illini would get back in their fighting spirit in the fourth with a huge grand slam by Colin Jennings that would hit the center field wall. That one puts up Illinois 10-2. Illinois would be able to win in 7 innings by mercy rule, winning 16-5. Penn State will travel to play Nebraska this weekend.
Penn State men's tennis is heading to California this week, but last weekend they hosted Illinois. We start with doubles. Penn State's Michael Wright with David Lindsay battling Illinois' Kenta Mayoshi and William Moroz. Mayoshi serves a high ball right past Lindsay and meets with Penn State racket for a back-and-forth fight, ultimately ending with Moroz hitting a straight ball to Lindsay, who makes it to meet the net. Then we move on to singles with Illinois' Moroz serving to the right, serving box. But Penn State's Marcus Schumann gets there quickly. They both deliver fastballs, trading alternating hits, and the match ends with Illinois taking on the win. Next up, number 23, Mayoshi battles Wright. Mayoshi serves and meets Wright's racket near the baseline. He hands it back over with some force to no man's land, where Mayoshi finds it again and shuttles it back to the opposing center line. Wright fights back to the front of the net, delivering a backhand. The ball being exchanged to Mayoshi slams it to the net. Illinois wins 6-1 against the Nittany Lions. Penn State is preparing to battle USC on Friday.
Penn State men's volleyball faced NJIT in a 2-game series last weekend. Friday night began their 2-game sweep. NJIT started the first set with an easy serve. That one leads over to Owen Rose, who gets an easy kill, his first and 9 on the night. And that one, Matthew Luomo got his first of the night quickly after. NJIT had a strong night from the serving line, but the Nittany Lions were able to get another kill. The second set was close, but Penn State had a dominant third led by Sean Harvey. He leads the team with a high 10 kills on the night. NJIT tried to put together a comeback near the end, but they would send it right back at the Nittany Lions. Sophomore Bennett Wilson for Penn State put a stop to that comeback, quickly putting the Nittany Lions up. Through the third set point, though there were some struggles with that, the Nittany Lions would hold on to their victory, and that would be enough to seal the deal for the sweep. Penn State will head to Charleston for a 2-game series starting on Friday. The action across District 6 and Center County was pretty impressive this week.
It so was, and the action at Penn State sports wasn't any less. So let's toss it to Jenny Karamis for our top 3 plays of the week.
Thanks, guys. We had some great plays all around, but these are our top 3. Kicking things off at number 3, it's Penn State's Matthew Luoma with the dig, diving over the table to keep the ball alive. But it's NJIT's Andre Alishu corralling the ball for a beautifully placed kill by Daniel Lukowski. At number 2, it's Chamberburg's Matt Murray, who backhands the ground ball, steps on third, and fires it to complete the inning-ending double play. And our top play comes from Bellefonte, where Nash Fordyce gets the ball checked out of stick, but stays with it and bumps it in past the goalie for the score. And those were our top 3 plays. Brooke and Allie, back to you.
Thanks, Jenny. That's going to do it from us this week on After the Whistle. Tune in next time for more coverage of District 6 and Penn State sports. I'm Brooke Casey.
And I'm Allie Winskowski. For more updates about the show, follow us on our X, Instagram, and TikTok at ATWPSU. We'll see you right here next week, right here on After the Whistle.